Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 Spoilers channel. Jack and Victor join forces, but Kane isn't counted out. According to Spoilers for the Young and the Restless, Kane Ashby recently rejected Victor Newman. Jack Abbott will take advantage of that and possibly form an alliance with his long-standing adversary, whom he famously dubbed the Mustache. The interest and potential off-ramps are increased by Michael Baldwin's involvement in this expanding conflict. Given that Michael is also working with Victor, supporters will be temporarily relieved that Kane fired him. Kane's assurance in every aspect suggests that Arabesque indeed have an AI tool capable of appending and destroying any corporation worldwide, with the heritage companies in Genoa City, Wisconsin being his objective. Can we believe the artificial intelligence plotline? Yes, given the state of the world today, this plotline seems plausible. More precisely, though, let's examine whether the demises of Jabot and Newman Enterprises wouldn't pose legal concerns. If Victor and Jack's long-standing companies were abruptly destroyed and there was no digital proof of the crimes, what would they do? Most significantly, they would have several witnesses who heard Kane say that he intended to target those corporations with that machine-based weapon. Although a federal investigation would undoubtedly start, that wouldn't guarantee that he would face charges. Because of their ties, Victor and Jack would be able to fight back and access any levers of power. Furthermore, Kane wouldn't be counting on any of his selected allies, even those who left, to have documented his remarks or acquired any kind of negative documentation. The only person who might turn against Kane or think she was preventing him from making a foolish attempt would be Amanda Sinclair. Jack Abbott and Victor Newman ought to get together. Jack and Victor are inherently antagonistic. Jack has lost significantly more times than he has won, making him the underdog. As Victor keeps saying, Jack did inherit Jabot and did not start it from scratch like Newman Enterprises did. Given that Flynn's character used the money he inherited from his late father, Colin Atkinson, to establish Arabesque and carry out the GC takeover plan, Victor would not have understood that it gave Kane a hint about her true feelings for him. But at the same time, both men are under threat. However, the audience must question why Kane would make so much of his takeover strategy public. Is it possible that Kane has been imposing numerous countermeasures, including expecting these two adversaries to form a necessary alliance, since the meeting at his villa in the south of France? It is possible to change Kane Ashby's heart. Winter's Lily. Indeed, she is the two-word response to this subject title and the thing that many people in this city are worried about. Kane fervently hopes to make amends with both her and their kids. Therefore, if Lily gives genuine optimism that a reconciliation is a realistic expectation, she has the ability to thwart his strategy. She wouldn't have to wed him again right away. An irreparable series of takedowns may be avoided by just providing an entrance to her heart, which seems to already exist. Kane's lifelong love is Lily. There is a potential that love will stop war on YNR if he is still hers. Nate is seduced by true love, but Audra's demise is imminent. According to Spoilers on the Young and the Restless, Audra Charles is unable to recognize the true issue. Instead of Nate Hastings reacting to her numerous self-centered choices, she lost him because of what she did. In contrast to Audra's behavior since moving to Genoa City, Wisconsin, impulse control is a top behavior that mature adults display. The reason viewers knew her was because of Tucker McCall. Since their relationship was unhealthy and he had never loved her, it seemed like a good idea to decide to leave him. That was the reason she felt hopeful about her relationship with Nate. Dominic's character, in contrast to Tucker, dedicated himself to Audra and pursued a future with her. Tucker McCall was a car. Tucker was a classmate of Audra's. He made her his protégé and funded her studies. During the years when St. John's character was off-screen and hadn't yet made amends with his one true love, Audra filled in for Ashley Abbott, revealing to the audience that their relationship went much beyond business. Self-control is not a compound word, it is a phrase. Like Audra, Tucker lacked self-control. However, it may be argued that he wasn't entirely detrimental. An impressionable Audra did not learn from his transactional perspective of the world. Beyond the surface, Nate Hastings' perspective, Audra would have plenty of choices in life, of course. She is intelligent and motivated. She is also very attractive physically. Victor Newman tried to take advantage of Audra's awareness of her influence on men. However, Abbott passed the multi-level test given by Victor. Audra's attractiveness drew Nate in. He fell in love with the human inside him as well. She seldom ever discusses her fascinating past. Nate was the only one who saw Audra as a complete person, except from Tucker. Even after Nate gave his heart sincerely, Audra still can't get Kyle off her mind. That raises a clear question. Is Kyle Abbott her ideal partner? Given the dynamic between Kyle and Audra, the answer is perhaps, which isn't a cunning move. When neither of them wanted to, they were initially compelled to be together at Glissade. Although Kyle thought Audra was attractive, he didn't think she would make a soulmate. Tension continues because of their shared obstinate personality trait and experience obtaining their love desires. No one has been able to stop them from sharing a wild, competitive streak. Readers have noted that up until now, Claire Newman's name has not been mentioned. That was the plan because Kyle tends to forget about her when he's concentrating on anything else. But Audra was able to divert his attention. In the upcoming episodes, Claire will mentally distance herself from Kyle and turn to Holden Novak as a diversion. Since Nate withdrew from the game, Audra and Kyle will be by themselves. It's worth watching to see if they turn to one another. Holden takes advantage of Claire's weakness, while Kyle is helpless. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott is usually self-assured and in charge. However, he has been off his game for months due to Audra Charles. The best way to describe it would be that he has let Audra divert his attention. In addition, he actively pursues vengeance plays that lack a rational conclusion. Claire Newman, meantime, is taking a break from Kyle because of his actions, which have made her feel uneasy. Her rash decision to travel to Los Angeles, California, with Holden Novak is a direct response to everything that has come to light since the infamous trip to France. A whole argument in southern France. France is a place for lovers. When Kyle proposed taking Claire to Paris, at least that was the catchphrase he hoped to use. He failed to offer his engagement ring, and instead of making Claire like him, that planned romantic evening at the Abbott estate made her angry. Compared to other story points, that one seemed more plausible. Since the summer, it has become controversial to see Silver's characters battle. The bond Audra developed with Nate Hastings is incompatible with her fascination with Kyle. It was extremely soapy that Kyle was eager to see how far Audra would go in the train car at the villa in the south of France. He was aware that his family was close by and that even if he can find Audra, she would undoubtedly give him spin. Therefore, his act of pretending to follow her was a necessary story point. Audra Charles has increased her willpower. The goal this summer was to win Victor Newman over. In order to give Audra seed money for her firm, he made a single payment into her account, as viewers remember. However, Audra's hopes were dashed when she was unable to capture Kyle. As soon as everyone got back from France, Victor quickly called her to the ranch. He declared that their agreement was complete and asked her to refund his seed money. Audra doesn't hold herself responsible for that setback. She never does that, of course. According to what people at the Neil Winters Jazz Club heard, Kyle is the only person she is seeking revenge on. That means Kyle will continue to have problems. The disguised identity of Holden Novak. Kyle isn't able to see it yet. He should, however, find that Holden is useful to him, just not in the way he intended. He hasn't given Claire all the information about his involvement with Audra while they were in Los Angeles. When Holden initially came to town, he wanted to get back in touch with Audra because he cared for her so much. Claire is also unaware that Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, never fired Holden. That will eventually come to light and will reflect poorly on Owen's character. Holden has an Audra problem in addition to his sincere attraction to Claire. She dislikes Claire and will probably insert herself into whatever relationship Holden may discover. Thus, Audra might finally be able to help her see behind his facade. A dramatic change in Genoa City's power dynamics has been put in motion by the most recent events on the Young and the Restless, especially as Victor Newman and Jack Abbott find themselves on an unanticipated collision course with both opportunity and hatred driving their actions. Naturally, the first spark is Kane Ashby's flat-out rejection of Victor's advances, which has caused a stir among the city's affluent business community. Billy Flynn's character, Kane, has always had a kind of quiet confidence that is both terrifying and strategic. Despite Victor's perseverance, his unwillingness to be taken into account highlights a developing story of personal ambition and moral uncertainty, particularly when combined with business intrigue. Peter Bergman, Eric Braden's longtime rival Jack Abbott, quickly sees the power Victor's snub offers. Even Jack understands that alliances, no matter how improbable, are occasionally required when the stakes involve control over the city's most powerful companies, even though he has always been the underdog in his disputes with Victor, a man who has built his empire through strategic ruthlessness and unrivaled intuition. Viewers are intrigued by the prospect of a Victor-Jack alliance because it symbolizes the union of two legendary rivals who, when allied, may form a powerful force that could compete with Kane's bold, AI-powered plan. But there are several issues with this partnership. Cooperation is inherently unstable because both men are carrying decades of history, personal slights, and professional rivalries. However, it becomes clear that mutual survival may require setting aside old grudges, at least temporarily, as Victor and Jack consider the threat Kane offers with his arabesque venture. Christian Leblanc's character, Michael Baldwin, has strategically entered the developing battle in the meanwhile. In addition to giving Lauren Baldwin a multi-layered moment of relief, Kane's firing of him serves as a plot device to examine loyalty, dishonesty, and the manipulation that comes with business warfare. Working alongside Victor while avoiding Kane's plots, Michael's dual allegiance complicates the plot as it develops. Viewers are drawn to characters who operate in shades of gray in today's storytelling atmosphere, and Michael is the ideal example of this ambiguity. Constantly self-assured, Kane assumes that his supporters, including those who have left, lack the courage or vision to reveal his schemes. The stakes are raised significantly by the Arabesque project, which is said to use artificial intelligence that can destroy competitors' businesses. The plot is convincing and captivating in this age of technological upheaval, appealing to current concerns about corporate espionage and digital dominance. The script, however, prudently handles any possible legal repercussions, recognizing that Jabot and Newman Enterprises are organizations with established legal systems and powerful relationships, rather than merely being players. Even if Kane's plan is bold, there is a chance that it will be drastically changed by corporate monitoring, federal probes, and whistleblowers like Amanda Sinclair. Moral and ethical issues are brought into the corporate conflict by Amanda's possible role in betraying Kane, reminding viewers that human passion may cause even the best-laid schemes to fall apart. Their mutual interest in the result emphasizes Victor and Jack's hesitant cooperation even further. Despite their historical rivalry, both men's legacies are in danger of dying out. Although Jack and Victor are in opposite situations in terms of resources and resilience due to Jack's inheritance of Jabot and Victor's careful construction of Newman Enterprises, the urgency of Kane's threat forces them to put more emphasis on strategic alignment and less on old grudges. It's possible that Kane's actions, particularly his seeming candor about his objectives, go beyond simple haughtiness. He may have foreseen the same union Victor and Jack are now contemplating, a preemptive move intended to push them to the brink, see how they react, and take advantage of gaps in their mistrust of one another. Viewers are prompted to consider if Kane's transparency is a calculated risk or a sign of overconfidence driven by his technological edge, as the psychological tension in this scene is intense. Kane's relationship with Lily Winters is central to his personal narrative, as a reminder that even the most resolute strategist is susceptible to love and familial loyalty. Lily serves as the emotional counterpoint to Kane's business aspirations. The narrative tension created by Kane's wish to make amends with Lily and keep in touch with their kids may change how his business strategies turn out. Her possible readiness to provide a way to make amends, either quickly or gradually, raises the prospect of containing Kane's violent aspirations. The plot gains depth from this interplay between personal and professional concerns, which shows how close human ties may have an impact on even high-stakes business disputes. Audra Charles, meantime, must negotiate her own narrative maze because her actions have unintentionally caused a rift with Nate Hastings. The plot highlights Audra's impulsivity and self-control issues, portraying her as a person whose intelligence is frequently compromised by her incapacity to completely manage her impulses. Themes of development, self-discovery, and the fallout from transactional relationships are highlighted by the contrast between Audra's relationship with Nate and her previous engagement with Tucker McCall. Although Tucker's transactional perspective was both a benefit and a drawback, it complicated Audra's emotional growth by exposing her to opportunities and complexity that she might not have otherwise encountered. Nate, on the other hand, offers a connection based on comprehension and emotional genuineness, acknowledging Audra's inherent worth beyond her outward beauty. Viewers can analyze the complex dynamics of romantic attraction inside Genoa City's elite circles, as well as the influence of past experiences on current decisions, thanks to this juxtaposition. Additional issues are introduced by Audra's interest with Kyle Abbott. Their relationships are unexpected and tense due to their common competitive streak and habit of making snap decisions. Multiple storylines are impacted by Kyle's diversions and errors in judgment, especially when it comes to Claire Newman. Claire's choice to go on an impetuous vacation to Los Angeles with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, is a reflection of character growth as well as a narrative turning point, showing how individual decisions affect interrelated relationships. The Young and the Restless is known for its soap opera complexity, which keeps viewers interested by combining romantic relationships, individual aspirations, and professional rivalry. The complexity of human motivations and storytelling technique is further demonstrated by the South of France subplot. Together with Audra's manipulations, Kyle's disastrous attempt at a romantic gesture highlights the recurrent issue of misunderstandings and emotional miscalculations. This story examines the brittleness of intentions in the face of human erratic behavior, demonstrating how even well-laid plans can fall apart when feelings and outside factors clash. The dichotomy that makes soap opera narrative so captivating is highlighted by Audra's tenacity in the face of adversity, which makes her both a sympathetic character and a powerful foe. She is at the heart of a complicated web of alliances, rivalries, and sexual entanglements because of her desire to regain influence and accomplish personal objectives, particularly in relation to her contacts with Victor and Kyle. The inclusion of Holden Novak heightens the mystery. There are chances for narrative shocks, calculated interventions, and moral ambiguity because of his dual roles as both an observer and a participant in the drama that is developing. In addition to his hidden awareness of Kane's choices, Holden's encounters with Claire and Audra offer possible triggers for conflict resolution, disclosure, or additional complexity. Audiences are kept interested in the developing plot by the way Holden's goals and other characters' perspectives interact, waiting for the ultimate disclosure of unsaid motivations and concealed facts. The artificial intelligence theme continues to be a major turning point in these intricate narratives. Kane's desire to use technology as a corporate weapon is a reflection of current concerns about cyber threats, digital disruption, and the moral implications of artificial intelligence in business. With its optimistic yet cautionary plot, viewers can examine the possible repercussions of technological domination combined with human ambition. The tension created by Kane's dependence on his alleged mastery over AI and the weaknesses in human emotion and alliance building propels the story along. A counterweight is offered by Victor and Jack's calculated reactions, which are based on their decades of experience, legal knowledge, and personal connections. They highlight the reality that human resourcefulness, negotiating skills, and moral influence are still important in today's technologically sophisticated society. In conclusion, a number of crucial encounters and emotionally charged choices are set up by the meeting of Victor Newman, Jack Abbott, Kane Ashby, Audra Charles, Cal Abbott, Claire Newman, and other key players. Every character functions within overlapping areas of influence, with relationship loyalties, business aspirations, and personal desires always colliding. While Victor and Jack's possible collaboration provides narrative satisfaction by resolving historical animosity, Kane's ambitious arabesque ambition, supported by AI technology, brings dramatic tension and contemporary relevance. Holden's hidden motives, Claire's quest for independence, Kyle's impetuous behavior, and Audra's romantic relationships all contribute to the drama of Genoa City. The examination of power, loyalty, love, and ambition at the heart of these entwined stories demonstrates why The Young and the Restless is still a staple of serialized storytelling. In addition to wondering who will win in business conflicts, viewers are urged to consider how human connection, love, and trust will affect the final results for everyone. The show keeps showing that the human heart is still the most fascinating and unpredictable force in a world where corporate intrigue, high finance, and technical advancement rule. Every choice has consequences and weight, from the tense partnership between Victor and Jack to Kane's audacious strategy and the emotional stakes including Lily, Audra, Nate, Kyle, Claire, and Holden. Each episode connects with both immediacy and complexity thanks to the conflict between ambition and emotion, strategy and spontaneity. This gives viewers a narrative that is both emotionally and intellectually compelling. Viewers are shown the delicate balance between forethought and foolishness, the interaction between power and vulnerability, and the timeless reality that love, loyalty, and the erratic currents of human behavior may upend even the most carefully thought-out plans in this most recent arc. The stage is set for a series of dramatic confrontations and revelatory moments that will surely shape Genoa City's future for months to come as Kane moves forward with his ambitious plans. Victor and Jack negotiate the perilous waters of alliance and rivalry, and Audra deals with the fallout from her impetuous desires.